What's good, everyone? This is Raw Truth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. I got Titus Bordeaux in the building. What's good, young brother?
What up? What up?
Yes, man. I see you wearing the G, man. Getting brownie points already. Shout out to Yard Talk. She's in the building with the eye emojis. Subscribe to her channel. Uh, Titus, as we all know, this is what you call the HBCU Renaissance. And
Mhm.
now it's popular to commit to a HBCU. Um, talk about the impact, and I know you saw Travis Hunter when he committed. What did that did for high schoolers who are
I feel like.
now,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, yeah, who are now thinking about committing to HBCUs?
I feel like it did a lot, really, because even a lot of kids at my school are talking about trying to get more into into HBCUs. So I feel like it really did impact a lot.
That's great to hear. And what I like about what's going on now, not just the 5 stars and 4 stars, but 3 stars. Anyone with an FBS offer, anyone with other FCS offers are now taking a liking to HBCUs. And I have a feeling that it's just the beginning. Uh, one thing I want to ask you, how has the recruiting process been for you?
It's been good. A lot of coaches have been talking to me ever since the showcase they had at my school. Like schools like UCLA, Colorado State, and BYU. It's all so they're gonna talk to me more September 1st because that's when they're allowed to.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Do you think high school players taking an interest in HBCUs, do you think it's significant what's going on?
Yes, it really is. Because like I was saying before, a lot of my even players from my school are talking about going to HBCUs now because of what they've been seeing. And a lot of players committing to HBCUs, so they're getting more interested in it.
I'll tell you one thing, man. If the players from California are taking the interest of HBCUs, that's a big deal. You go to Cal Poly. Cal Poly has produced nothing but talented college players and NFL players, Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers. Um, how's it playing for a school like that where it's so much history and prestige?
I feel like there's a lot of pressure because everybody expects you to be doing good.
You're right.
So it's like they expect the whole school to be good. So I feel like I got to show out every time, every game, everything.
Yeah, Poly is just one of those elite schools where there's always a camera on you. There's
Yeah.
overtime. There's other sites that's there. That's looking to see if there's going to be plays made against or for. And
Yeah.
I commend anyone just overcoming that. Um, what has it been like watching your brother Tyson commit to Grambling State?
It's been fun and exciting, like seeing him commit and making me want to go to Grambling even more. He's been calling me and telling me how much fun he's having out there, so it's just fun and exciting.
That's nice. So, what schools are recruiting you?
Right now, it was like Grambling, UNLV, and then the colleges I mentioned before, like UCLA, Colorado State, are said they're going to talk to me more September 1st because that's when they're allowed to.
What do you think about the rise of HBCUs? You think it's something that's going to last for a while, or do you think that it's a, you know, flash in the pan? All right, I think he's frozen. Shout out to Ed Houston. He says, "Peace, family. Please hit the like button." Yard Talk. I see you. Much love to you, my sister. Peace and blessings. Uh, make sure to share this video throughout all social media platforms. Let me see. Let's see if we could get Titus back on. Give it a couple minutes. Uh, as he comes back in, I want to say this is so amazing that high school athletes are taking a serious look at HBCUs. Um, This is what we want as a community. This is what we're striving for. And I want to see not only JSU get recruits, but FAMU, Grambling, Southern, Alcorn, Mississippi Valley State. The list goes on. And there will be a time where the top 300 in the country will consider the HBCU schools, no matter what conference it is. One time it's going to be like that. But we got to do our part in social media, spreading awareness to make sure that all voices are heard. But this is so amazing that's going on. Years ago, there wasn't Spotlight like it is now. We had HBCUs on BET, but not with Twitter and Instagram. This is another level that I haven't seen in years. So let me get this set up real quick. I'll be right back. And thank you for your patience, everyone. Just lost connection. All right, Ed Houston showing love. But I was going to ask him a couple more questions. Yes, he's about to come back in. Y'all stay tuned in. We got 20 people in the chat. Make sure it's 20 likes. And this just dawned on me. We're almost here to SWAC Media Days, MEAC Media Days. I cannot wait to hear some of the questions answered from these coaches. Should be interesting. We got Titus back on. So we got Titus back on. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Let me go back to the question. So what are you looking for in a college?
I'm looking for, like how my brother said, the colleges that like support you even when you're not playing in football. They support you as like a student there and not just an athlete.
Exactly.
I want to go into like business and real estate, and I want to study that in college.
Yeah, that's very important. When you go to a campus where there's familiarity, they understand how you are as a person. It just makes things so much easier.
Yeah.
You don't have any worry about the outside world, and you feel like you're protected, you're cared for, and that means a lot to any young man or woman considering HBCUs. What are some valuable lessons that your parents have taught you about life in sports?
They taught me just to like never give up, because you're gonna have to fight through stuff like on and off the field. So like make sure you just never give up and just fight through it.
Those are valuable lessons. My parents, similar. I remember when I was younger, when I used to cry about stuff, right? When I was very young, and my father would tell me, you pick yourself up, because the real world, no one's going to treat you this kind. I always remember that. And it helped me throughout life. One thing my father taught me as well, and I'm sure your parents have taught you, no one's going to sugarcoat anything for you. You got to earn it. You got to put in that work. So what can HBCUs do to expand its reach to high school athletes?
I feel like they could travel out to more states and like communicate with more of the athletes so they know and understand more about HBCUs and make them more interested about them.
No doubt. That's excellent. And I think we could both agree social media use. I think all schools got to use social media to its advantage.
Yeah.
And I see Jackson State's doing it, and Gramblin's doing it, and FAMU's doing it. But every single HBCU can do this. Uh, all you need is a good staff that's around everywhere. So I would like to see more interns,
Yeah.
uh, more people getting involved, and watch. This will be just the beginning. Uh, any last words before we head out?
I don't got any.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, young man, for joining the show. Uh, you're
Thank
wise
you.
behind
Thank
your
you.
years. Uh, shout out to your parents for raising such a great young man. And we're gonna do more interviews. Trust me.
For sure. For sure. For sure.
All right, you have a great day.
All right. You too.
That was Titus Bordeaux. And shout out to their father, Derek Bordeaux. He said, "Congrats on the first interview, son. LOL. You did well. More to come. Class of 2024 on the rise. It is on the rise. And man, if I'm any college, I'm offering this young man. I've seen this film. Has a lot of potential. Should be ranked higher than what he is. Um, that's just watching the film, not because I'm cool with the family. I know talent when I see it. He's very fast. He's shifty. His route running is more advanced than others his age. And don't forget, he's 16. He just turned 16 years old. So this is not a 17 or 18-year-old who's about to be a junior. And kids are holding back so much. You would see a 19-year-old who's a junior. This is a 16-year-old teenager who's just learned the game even more, who's trained well by his father and his family. And he did an excellent job in this interview, being his first interview as a 16-year-old, answered every question. This is what we want. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to expand the reach and interview these kids because this is what it's all about. And he answers these questions. Real Talk says, will anyone go undefeated in the SWAC? That's a good question. I'll say it like this. And this is nothing against any SWAC school or MEAC school, all HBCUs. But if Jackson State plays to their potential and are consistent, they could do it. Also, if Grambling or Southern, you never know. I think Grambling will be above 500, but they have a lot of new players on the team. So I want to give them the chance to see how they do. In fairness to Hugh Jackson, shout out to Hugh Jackson, who's doing an excellent job. I love the hire of Hugh Jackson. He's doing a lot of stuff that is different. But if JSU plays to their talent, they could go undefeated. Now they got to take care of FAMU. FAMU is nothing to sneeze at. They're well coached, and they lost last year, so FAMU is going to be ready to play. But we all know JSU's weakness. Again, consistency. Will they get over the hurdle of consistency? You want to know how you get over the hurdle of consistency? If you work for it and practices every day. It's all about habits. So if I'm on a football team, right, and we know that we got to get ready for a game, I'm not partying. I'm not doing none of that stuff. We could do that when we win the game. See, that's the mentality a lot of these teams got to have. You have fun after the game, not before the game. But man, the SWAC's going to be tough, man. Again, every team has something special. Grambling State has the offensive line in the run game. So they can control pace and control time of possession. Southern has the defensive line as well as offensive creativity with their head coach. Coach Dooley is one of the best minds in the offensive side of the ball. So you mix that with the defensive line, hey, that's going to be something. The reason why I didn't say Southern could be undefeated is because they play LSU. So I can never say that. But could they go undefeated in the SWAC? We'll see. If they handle business and if that D-line is as good as advertised, who knows? Shout out to Tomorrow Leader Sports Network. He said peace and blessings to the chat. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to his channel. South Bend 3000 says retweet. Oh no, will you attend any Jackson State games? I'm trying to. I have a busy schedule. I'm trying to go to the Jackson State Grambling game. I gotta book that in advance. If anyone knows, I'm trying to find the tickets to that, but I'm having a tough time. So if anyone knows how they could hook me up with other sites to get that rectified, let me know. Ed Houston says it's going to be a battle royale in the SWAC this year. It will be. This conference, I'm not saying it's going to be the number one conference because we got to wait and see how teams do, but it's not going to be no Cupcake League, I tell you that. There's some good teams in the SWAC. They've improved their rosters. Shoot, I didn't even mention Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M has done a 180. Matter of fact, a 360 on their team. Their team doesn't even look the same right now. And I want SWAC teams to get better because there's no excuses. I don't want nobody saying you didn't play against nobody. You know how many SWAC teams went out the year and then people try to discredit their wins by saying they're not good? I don't want to see that next season. So I'm glad that the talent has increased the way it is. A shout out to my boy, Texas homie right here, Coach Simmons. He said, man, it's going to be a great year. It is. This is what we wanted, man. This is what we wanted in the SWAC, man. Like, people may see my stream and shows and think that I'm not for trash talk. Trash talk is fun. Trash talk has been part of HBCUs, especially the SWAC, for years. It's just a difference between trash talk and a rival, right? And discrediting their school. Example, if FAMU says, we about to go undefeated, I believe in this team, we about to whoop every team's, you know what, we trying to win the SWAC. No problem with it. It's trash talk. But when you say, oh, if Coach Prom leaves, then Jackson State would be no more. Jackson State would never have the history that they have. Come on now. That's the stuff I'm talking about. We got to enjoy what's going on right now, man. This is something right now for HBCUs. We can't guarantee everything. We can't guarantee that we will see this again. Again, I was raised to be a congratulator, not a hater. So I cannot relate to haters. I love what every SWAC school is doing. It's not the same. That's okay. But the spotlight is something so gratifying. Shout out to Zoe, man. Hey, man, y'all go check out the podcast. It's the best in all HBCUs, I guarantee. 1400 Tiger Talk with Zoe and Ken Clark, man. Them brothers got all the info you need. They're insightful, not just Jackson State, but all of the SWAC, all of HBCUs. And when I'm at work and when I'm doing paperwork, I have my one earphone in and I'm just listening to them brothers just spitting the game, man. It's so refreshing. There's no agendas. There's no putting down schools. And if they trash talk, it's all in the spirit of HBCUs. It's all love over here, man. It's all love over here. See, that's the difference. the CFL podcast. And don't forget, he has an interview, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, with a SWAC player at 4 p.m. Eastern. Tune in, man. Let's support all content creators. Let's support all HBCU athletes. We say we love our HBCUs, but we need to do the same thing for the SWAC and other conferences. And that's why I love watching Tomorrow Leader Sports Network, Coach Simmons, SWAC Buzz, the CFL podcast. They do that. Yard Talk says, speak DJ, peace, my sister. She said, I can't relate to haters. Oh, no. You know what I'm talking about. I can't relate to haters, man. I was raised, like, if someone, let's say someone just talked about me all day, I'm just scoffing it off. Because I'm in peace right now, man. I don't really care about that. I mean, YouTube, this is just for us to talk about life and sports and to chop it up. Zoe says, one love, DJ. One love to you, my brother, man. I love what y'all doing. The CFL podcast says Allen head coach Teddy Keaton this Sunday. Okay, this Sunday. Y'all tune into the CFL podcast this Sunday. Allen head coach Teddy Keaton. Man, tune in. Matter of fact, after the stream, here's what I want you to do to show love to CFL podcast. On that video, because it's the stream is not until Sunday, hit the like button so the algorithm could go up for his stream this Sunday, man. Let's show love. Ed Houston says, we are witnessing history in the making. I wish our people realize it more. I wish we do too, my brother. I wish we could truly appreciate what each brother and sister are doing for HBCUs. But the way to appreciate it more, we got to get rid of the crab in the barrel mentality. And that's that Willie Lynch mentality that's been ingrained in some minds through years. We have to overcome it, because if we don't, then we're going to miss out on the greatness that HBCUs are doing. Yard Talk says, check out Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. Let them know, my sister. Let them know. Ed Houston says, respect to all bloggers with intelligent conversations, an extraordinary league of gentlemen. Yes, indeed. But, man, I was just in awe, man. 16 years old. You heard this young man, Titus, answer every question. This was his first interview. And if I'm a head coach at any college, based off his film, intelligence, how he carries himself, I'm offering that young man. This is what you need to build winners. You need players like that. Man, I'm so excited, man. What's going on for HBCUs? The love that high school players are having for HBCUs is something that we have all dreamed for. I remember when I was a kid, man, and I was so happy to go to the PV game, because for those who know me, my father is an alumnus. My late father, God rest his soul, went to PV in the mid 80s. And in the 90s, it was so bad. In the late 90s, early 2000s, but really late 90s, it was so bad, they were giving tickets for free. They had a losing streak for years. But I was so happy to watch some football, because I've never been to a football game during that time. I was like 7 years old at the time. And it wasn't that many people in the stands. But I cherish those memories. And now fast forward to 2022. And we have a 5-star in Travis Hunter committing to Jackson State. We have other ranked players thinking about committing to FAMU and Grambling. It's a wonderful thing, man. It's a blessing. Oh, I knew someone was going to ask me this, but I'm glad you asked me this, CFL. He said, what's your thoughts on Peter Woods? Man, I knew I had a hunch about a couple weeks ago that it would be Clemson. So I wasn't surprised. That's why I never tweeted anything about Peter Woods. I look at the message boards and the tea leaves. I knew it was Clemson and Alabama. I had a hunch, but I'm not going to lie. When he was doing that swag surf stuff, I was like, is this brother really going to choose JSU? Because we know Clemson and Alabama, they're not known for that. That's the HBCU thing, man. Like that's something they don't do. So he probably did that just to, spike their interest and say, oh, I may just pick a HBCU. But I knew it was Clemson all the time. Congratulations to the young man. I hope he does well for Clemson. I know he's going to do well. Dabo's getting a great player. But I'll say this, and I'm glad you tuned in. It's not over until signing day. Wink. It's not over until it's signing day. Wink, wink. Because I heard there's a rule that Dabo does. Dabo doesn't let any signee or any committed recruit visit a college. And if you're a 5-star, you can do what you want. Well, if you're any high school player, you better not have a head coach let you not visit the school. You're supposed to do that. The reason why and I'm sure that Dabo's going to talk to Peter Woods and say, I don't want you to have any visits. In his mind, he does not want Peter Woods to go to homecoming. If Peter Woods goes to homecoming, there's a good chance JSU can flip him. I'm not going to say it's 100%, but there's a good chance that JSU can flip him. Yard Talk said, that sounds like control. I don't like it. Hey, man, from talking to certain athletes, I'm not going to put their names out, and parents, Dabo has, what's the word? When he talks, he's very convincing. So he can have, he has the gift of gab. He's a powerful speaker. I give him that. Someone was joking around on message boards. They said it was kind of cultish. It's no disrespect to Dabo Swinney, but it's just like that's how he talks. He has you believing in Clemson, like Clemson, like he has you pulled in. CFL podcast said that's true. Dabo has pulled scholarships from players who's done that before. He has a track record for that. I don't like that at all. I don't think that's right. To pressure an athlete is saying your scholarship is pulled if you visit. I don't like it at all. Yartha said he needs to come to that Grambling game. Yep. And I'm like this, man. I just want to see not just regular D1 players, but high-end D1 players commit to any HBCU. If Peter Woods went to Grambling or FAMU, I'm celebrating the same way. Literally, I'm celebrating the same way. I think anybody who roots for PV or Jackson State or Southern, they're celebrating the same way because it's bigger than ourselves. And matter of fact, on social media, I couldn't believe I seen so-called HBCU fans, because I don't know if they fans of HBCUs or not. But they were making fun of Jackson State for losing on a 5-star recruit, making fun. The fact that they were in his top 4 is amazing. See, we got the game all backwards, man. Instead of applauding history, we're shitting on it. But that's that Willie Lynch mentality. We got to make fun of our own. We don't want to progress. We don't want to love ourselves. I'm telling you, Black people are amazing. We're strong. We have overcame a lot through centuries. And we're still standing. And we're still fighting. You got to be proud of yourselves. And it's okay to be proud of yourselves. It doesn't take anything from anyone. I'm going to give you an example. If I big up Grambling State and FAMU on their facilities, on their history, if I big up Grambling's history of sending a bunch of Hall of Famers and NFL players and Jackson State as well, that doesn't discredit North Dakota State. Matter of fact, I like how North Dakota State runs their program. I like that they get their run game involved with fullbacks and tight ends because I like that type of offense. I like that physical offense. That doesn't take away from it. Why can we not love ourselves in the progression we're on? Why? I want you to answer that. I remember a while ago, I was on a date with this sister. I had to go off island. I had to go to Seattle, and we was on a date, and she was apologizing for having natural hair. She said, "Sorry, I didn't put my extensions on." I said, "Man, I like your natural hair. You don't have to apologize to me because you're natural." We got to appreciate ourselves. Zoe says, it's still a W. Consistently being all these top 3, 4, 5 schools for all these blue chip recruits helps land other kids too. Yes, it does. I forgot the player's name, but North Carolina A&T almost had a 5-star. Y'all remember him, right? North Carolina A&T and their recruiting skyrocketed despite not getting a 5-star, just because he had North Carolina A&T in the top 3. It helps with recruiting, like Zoe mentioned. Tamale, the Sport Network says the only way he will come, he will need to decommit from Clemson. Yeah, Clemson, they're very strict on that, man. You ain't lying. Jonathan Sanders says the power of persuasion. Yeah, that's what Dabo has. Man, Dabo could talk your ear off and you start believing it. Because I don't know how he does it, but I don't know where he learned that from. But when he speaks to a recruit, it'll be a recruit that doesn't even like the school of Clemson. But he'll have them believing. B. Moore says Dabo should be disrespected. He keeps Cap. He told Cap to move out of the country. Here's what I'll say. This is why it's important, and Titus brought this up in the interview. This is why it's important to have a strong consideration for any athlete of a HBCU. When you go to a HBCU, whether you're an athlete or not, you're loved. That is a fact. You are loved. When you go to, let's say you go to Howard, the valedictorian will get the same love as a starting quarterback or a star quarterback. Tell me if I'm lying. They'll get the same love. You don't get that at other PWIs most of the time. The only PWI that probably does that is Ivy League. But here's a problem. In Ivy League, you better be the smartest to get that love. You better be like that person who is the smartest in the school. At HBCUs, you could be a regular student. A regular student joining a fraternity, and you'll get that love like it's home. It's a family at HBCUs. And also, I got to bring this up. Stop handicapping HBCUs. if someone has a question, right, to bring in a couple HBCUs to FBS, why are we telling others that it's impossible? If Coach Prime, uh, Willie Simmons, Hugh Jackson, and many more talked about moving up to the FBS, but we're having a mentality of let's stay in the FCS, how's that going to help? Don't limit the potential of our people. If they believe we could go to FBS, why not? Shoot, I'm gonna give you an example. Look at all the schools. Look at Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina didn't have any funding, and they were able to do it. No, Yard Talk, I'm mentioning it because there's going to be a HBCU in the FBS. There's going to eventually be a HBCU in the FBS. So I'm letting them know, don't handicap these schools. When you join the FBS, they give you money to start up your program. They did it for Coastal Carolina. They're doing it for James Madison. Now, James Madison had more money than Coastal Carolina. Let me think. Boise State. Boise State wasn't winning like that in the FCS. They were regular. Youngstown State and Georgia State was winning at the time when Boise left to the FBS. They didn't have money like that. You get money when you move up. I'm preaching now. This is the truth. You get money when you move up. Let's say hypothetical. This is hypothetical. And if you get mad, who gives a damn? I don't really give a damn. Let's say they want Jackson State, Grambling, FAMU, Tennessee State, North Carolina A&T to move up, right? To have a FBS HBCU conference, and they're going to give each school $10 million or $15 million in a small TV contract to CBS Sports or something like that, because it wouldn't be ESPN starting out. Let's use common sense. Let's say it's that. You know what that could do for a program? I want you to listen now. You know what that could do to a program. So stop handicapping these schools. You heard it first. It may not be this decade. It may be 4 years. It may be 2 years. It may be 2 decades. But an HBCU school, or a couple of them, will go FBS. But how dumb did we sound to say, oh, we don't want any HBCUs to go to the FBS? Sorry for not mentioning South Carolina State and Southern. Yeah, they will be consideration as well. South Carolina State has a history, and before people say, "Oh, South Carolina State don't have the money," man, if they give them $15 to $20 million to move up to the FBS, just watch how that campus grows. Shoot, I'm gonna stand by it. I'm not with handicapping schools to their dreams and becoming a power. Can you imagine if Southern was invited to the FBS and they're gonna give them $10 to $20 million? More Yard Talk says Morgan State. Watch what it does to their program. See, what we should have said is if a couple of HBCUs move to the FBS to keep the culture. As long as you keep your culture and it's still at HBCU, it should never be a problem. That's the question. I'm teaching now. If Southern moves to the FBS, you think they're going to lose their culture and how they are to the community? Hell no. And it goes the same for any other school. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all know I'm preaching right now. Right, Yard Talk. They don't want to see it because they don't want progression. They don't want us to become something bigger than we are. We got some schools Talking about, oh, we don't need social media like the other schools. We don't need a social media like Jackson State, hating on them because they didn't got their media game together. So they making excuses for themselves. If you're not for progression, I don't want to hear from you. I'm all about moving forward. I'm not about moving backwards. Right, y'all. We was always supposed to be FBS. Tamale Sports says, you got me on an organ playing off key right now, DJ. Man, y'all, Arkansas State. Who said Coach Simmons said Arkansas State moved up with lack of funding? My mama's from Arkansas. She told me how Arkansas State moved up. The Sun Belt took a chance. So, Arkansas State, before they moved FBS, was not making any money. But potentially, they had potential growth. See, moving up to FCS is not about having money right away. It's about potential growth. Let me repeat that again for the people in the back. Moving up to FBS is not always about having the money right now. It's about potential growth. So Arkansas State in Jonesboro, 7 hours from Little Rock and other places, but close to Missouri and Memphis, in Tennessee, had potential growth. Am I lying or not? So the Sun Belt gambled, and their gamble paid off. Now, right now, Arkansas State's not winning right now, but they had some winning seasons, and they made money for themselves. Now, what did I say that was wrong? Shoot. Oh no, I don't know who wants to hear this truth, man. I mean, some people just want the HBCUs to be the same. They don't want no new facilities. They don't want better coaches. They don't want better nutrition specialists for these kids. See, it's all about the kids. But some people don't want new things because they think that if you move new, you're going to lose tradition. I tell you right now, Jackson, FAMU, and Grambling, and many other schools, Southern, if and when they move FBS, they're going to make it their mission to keep the culture alive. I guarantee that. Because those people don't play. They don't play about their school. They don't play about their history. They don't play at all. Zoe says, hell, even if you got money, you still move up to get more money. Exactly. That's the exact thing USC is doing. Talk to them. Talk to them. It's about these kids, man. I'm not about limiting potential of these young up and coming athletes. Do you know how many commits want to go to the SWAC and the MEAC, but don't want to go because they're talking about they want to play against competition? You eliminate that if they go to the FBS. Do you know that there's 4- and 5-star recruits that say if HBCUs was in a regular conference, they don't even have to be in a strong conference. If the HBCU conference, like teams, were in regular FBS conferences or their own, they can have their own SWAC FBS conference funded by sponsors. Did you know that not just Jackson State, but every other HBCU that would become D1 would have an increase in recruiting, would have an increased recruiting budget, would have an increase of funding, would have more brothers and sisters attending schools, would have more money for the volleyball program, basketball program, will have more power to the people. This is what it's all about. It's not about you. It's about the whole landscape. Big Spell One, peace and love, brother. He says FBS always are adding stuff to their schools. HBCUs should do the same thing. You ain't lying. You are not lying about that. Why not HBCUs? Why not? Why can't they have the best things? Oh, I don't want new facilities because I don't want HBCUs to change and lose culture. They ain't gonna lose. So if they get a new facility, they're gonna lose who they are as people. That's the thinking I'm talking about. That's that backwards crap I'm talking about. Yeah, shout out to all the new subscribers out there, man. Peace and love to everybody, man. Zoe says HBCUs have gotten super complacent. They ass working now, though, because if they don't, they're gonna get left behind. And you think, hey, Zoe, and you see how Coach Prime moving? He's moving forward. Coach Prime's one of those coaches. Like, if you don't move forward with me, I'ma still move forward. Don't get behind in this movement. Like Zoe said, don't be complacent and miss out on the blessing. I don't want to move up. I ain't trying to hear that crap. Tamale Sports Network. Oh, he got a good question. He said, what do you think about HBCU's super conference? It could work, but I'll say this. You need enough I'm in favor of the 8-team non-conference schedule thing. I'm gonna tell you why. Is because you need 4 non-conference teams to schedule out of conference to boost your ranking so more teams can be ranked. I want more HBCUs to be ranked. We could do a super conference, but you need 8 conference games and 4 non-conference. That's how I would do it. But yeah, that's more money. That's more potential. I mean, that's closer games. It saves more money too. It's cost efficient. Hey, I'm down with that. Let's do something new. Let's stop settling for stuff. You know, in historical context, you remember the year after the Civil War, right? The Great Migration, where our people were making decisions to stay on the plantation or go somewhere else. And then some people were telling them, don't go to this coast, don't go to the West Coast, don't go here because they won't have this. Let's not have that mentality, that stay put mentality. I don't want to do this because I'm afraid of change. Change is good if you know how to maneuver. Think about that. Big Smell One says, damn, the SWAC is trying to make a HBCU conference. Hey, all options are open. That's how I operate. Shout out to the homie Swag Buzz as well. That was a good stream, by the way. He said, Trey Max says, I'm telling you, Swag Buzz did a whole show about how it would work. They would use a pod system. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, that's nice. B More says, we are the power in the Power 5. Yeah, right. Tomorrow Leader Sports Network. Why not? Why not? Why not? I guess how many of you are for the advancement of HBCUs? And how many of you want to just keep it the same? Why do we get mad for asking these questions to better ourselves? Why is it a bad thing? Do we want to grow or do we want to stay the same? Again, remember that analogy after slavery. You want to be a sharecropper? You want to have that sharecropper mentality? Massachusetts is nice. Let's keep the same. Let's keep the same structure. Let's not go anywhere. We don't know what's going to, or do you want to have your own mind and grow and say, let's take this damn chance because the light at the end of the tunnel can be the blessing upon blessings. Never be complacent. The time is now to create our own lane. It gets no better than this. There is no tomorrow. Everybody talking about, oh, we got another decade to do this. You don't know what Coach Prime gonna do the next 5 years or any other coach. Let's do it now. Let's elevate. Like Ed Houston said, we are afraid to elevate. Let's elevate. I don't want to hear about, we need to worry about that later on. We got to worry about that in 2 decades. I don't know if I'm gonna be around 2 decades. It's not promised to us. Oh, let's wait until 30 years from now, and then we could 30 years? Are you hearing ourselves? Now people don't want to ask questions. And shout out to SWAC Buzz, man, my brother right there. Subscribe to his channel. He said, "What's good? Keep up the great work." Same to you, my brother. Hey, SWAC Buzz is one of the most positive, good brothers around. He's willing to help anybody. He's always dependable. And if anyone, like, if you can't get along with SWAC Buzz, I don't know what to tell you. Just a good dudes. Who Jargon in the building. Coach Joe, my brother. Who Jargon's Media Network says, small thinking been holding us back forever in the SWAC. Yep. They don't ever want to grow. Coach Joe, the OG right here. Coach Joe says, this stream is straight fire 100. Hey, Coach Joe, we got to do a HBCU stream one day. The last HBCU stream that me and Coach Joe did was a classic. It was, I think the title was Coach Prime versus the Traditionalists. Man, that was one of the best streams I've ever done at HBCU content. And if Coach Joe is on the stream talking about HBCUs, you know it's going to be a history lesson, but it's also going to be something about moving forward. Because I'm not here to move back. I'm not here to move backwards. I don't want that damn sharecropping mentality. Staying put. Forget all that. I'm trying to get money for all HBCUs. I want us to be the premier conference of all football. Not just football, basketball, tennis. I want us to dominate. It's about dominating. And not too many people want to dominate because they want our people to be docile. They want us to be the shuck and jive and just be okay with little trinkets and little stuff. But it's our own. I don't want to hear that crap. We can still have our own going to the FBS. Stop with the excuses. Talking about we can't do this. I don't want to hear we can't. I want to hear we can. Talking about we can't. I remember when I was growing up, my mother and father told me, son, oh, take can't out of your vocabulary. And I didn't understand it until I got older. I don't believe in can't. I believe in can and will. And now folks are mad at FAMU and Jackson State and Grambling and Southern, many other schools for even suggesting that they could have a couple schools go to the FBS and outgrow the mission of HBCUs. Got mad at them because they want something better for us. Again, they want something better for us, and they're mad at them for even posing the question of going to FBS. What kind of thinking is that? Oh, yeah, I'm going to repost this stream. Yeah, I'm going to repost this stream, Yard Talk. Coach Joe says, and Coach Joe, when he says something, he's seen it all through the years. And he says Coach Prime is the perfect vessel for the takeover. You ain't lying, OG. You are not lying. It's so important to have OGs like Coach Joe and many others. Tomorrow Leader Sport Network, Coach Simmons, because they understand we can still move forward while keeping our history and culture. Anyone that wants us to stay put and to have that backwards thinking that has crippled our community through years, it's not for progression. They're for the old ways. I'm about moving forward. You're supposed to grow your mind. You're supposed to grow your income, your household, the way you believe through the years. You're not supposed to go back. I'm not trying to have a mentality like the 90s. I'm not trying to have a mentality like the 50s. I'm not trying to have a mentalities at the 18 freaking hundreds. I'm about moving forward. Well, back in the 60s, we used to think like this. I'm not trying to think back in the 60s. Do you know where we were in the 60s? To where we got to get to now? That's just like saying, well, back in the 30s, I sharecropped and that was good. Come on, man. So, man, I wish I could play the accordion what SWAC Buzz just said. Here's what SWAC Buzz said. I've always asked, what has staying put got us? You only hear crickets then. Yep. We have gotten nowhere staying put, ever. Look at the history books. Read your books. I was on Twitter a couple days ago, and the sister Yard Talk posed the question of what if HBCUs go FBS? And I seen a couple shines, not all. Mad, disappointed with her for wanting better for our HBCUs. Pathetic. Here's a sister who wants to think of a brighter horizon. Want to make sure our future sons and daughters have the best structured universities around. And you're mad because she asked a question of the advancement of Black people, of our culture. That's that backwards thinking. That's the backwards crap I'm talking about. You can move up to the FBS while keeping your dollars inside. It takes nothing away. Zoe says staying put equals complacency. It does. Hoop Jargon, thank you for the $5 super chat, my brother. Supporting RawTruth Media like you always do. Subscribe to his channel. He says, trust me when I say this, PV alum, we're so against the new stadium. Now that we have it, we have one of the best facilities in the SWAC, new SWAC. Talk to him. And getting better recruits each year. Talking to the brothers, the athletes in H-Town, they're considering PV now. No matter if it was Coach Dooley to the Bubba McDowell right now, they're still considering PV because of the facilities, along with a great education and being around your culture. Trey Mack says, I was disappointed with recruits yesterday. We had 4 or 5 stars that decided not to make an impact. How the hell you choosing UMass over J-State? I saw the safety that chose UMass over J-State. I hope he has a great career. I'm not gonna shit on him. But I will say this, like I said before, it's a verbal commitment. So nothing is set in stone. And to the brother that committed to UMass, he's more than welcome to visit when Jackson State plays Grambling or any other HBCU, or when Jackson State plays Campbell at homecoming. Hey, minds can be changed. You know how many recruits Coach Prime has flipped since joining Jackson State? So I'm not even worried about when they commit to a school. Yeah, go ahead, commit. Verbally commit, because quote unquote, it's a verbal commit. Until it's signed, Jackson State will always have a chance, unless they're like Dabo Sweeney, pressuring their athletes not to take visits, which is weird. But hey. Yeah, Ashley Robinson, shout out to him. One thing I respect about Ashley Robinson, he's a forward thinker, and I like forward thinkers. I don't like people standing behind and want to stay the same. Forward thinking mentality. And he's one of the best. He's probably the best in HBCUs right now. But what he's doing, putting money in the pockets of students in the University of Jackson State, that's impressive. Coach Joe says, love that, DJ. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. Shout out to Yard Talk for always supporting the channel. Thank you for that. Yeah, get them at a home game. Until it's signed in the dotted line, there's a chance. I want us to start that movement for HBCUs. We don't care if you verbally commit to a school. We can still get you. We can still get you. I don't care if it's Clemson. I don't give a damn if it's Bama. And I know everybody want to put this fear thing about saving. Oh, it's Bama. There's no way. There's always a way. If you can get them to the campuses and talk to Coach Prime, talk to Willie Simmons, talk to Hugh Jackson, talk to any other school around. Vincent Dancy of Mississippi State, North Carolina A&T, Buddy Pugh of South Carolina State. That's what Coach Prime showed everybody. It doesn't matter if a kid verbally commits, because you know these kids be switching their commits like 90 going north. LJ Lowe says, we don't care about verbal commitment. Keep recruiting. Talk to them. Talk to them. Aaron Sanders says, yeah, the UMass kid is still visiting JSU this season. So that's why I wasn't even worried. And if you look at the comment section, you saw JSU fans congratulating them because they know what's about to happen. I'm just sitting back. Fall season is flip season. Y'all remember that. Tomorrow Leader Sport Network. Like he said, if the ink ain't dry and HBCU is still in play. Yep. Yard Talk says about the students, not the egos of adults. It's not, the egos of some adults, man, out there, it's really stopping the progression of students. I'm telling y'all that right now. When y'all get mad of someone asking a question of advancement of the students and our people, like it's holding us back. I'm not for that. I would never be for that. So stop being mad because Grambling and other schools want to say, hey, if someone gives us an FBS invitation, let's say, I'm not even going to say Jackson State first off, right? This is hypothetical. Let's say North Carolina A&T and Grambling FAMU were the first to get an FBS offer to join the FBS conference. You think I'm going to be mad? You think JSU is going to be mad? What they're going to do is congratulate them and find a way to move up in the FBS. That's what's going to happen. See, that's what I want our mind to be. We got to be congratulators and not haters. Because think about it. If those schools, and let's say Jackson State moves up to, they get 10 to 20 million bonus, right, to join the conference that they usually do, that money could go back to other HBCUs when they play games. Tell me if I'm lying. So even if you didn't move up to a FBS, you're still getting money from other HBCUs. They're not teaching you this because they don't want you to grow. Shout out to the brother Swag Buzz for the $5 super chat. He said, keep spitting that real talk. Hey, man, it's not even Sunday, and I feel like I'm at the freaking pulpit right now. I got to get that water. You know, you're at the pulpit when you had when the towel on the side, you know, when the preacher had the towel on the side, wrapping his forehead, and a big sigh of relief. Genesis. Oh, man. Man, this stream has been amazing. Yartuh says, y'all look at Faison Wilson offers. Hey, did you know, and most of you know this, Faison Wilson was a 4-star when he committed to Texas. He decommitted, and then months later, I think a year later, commits to Grambling State, and they put him as a high 3-star. That's the politics I'm talking about. Oh, one thing I want to see from shout out to Tomorrow Leader Sports Network for the $5 super chat. Subscribe to his channel for any updates of all HBCUs. One thing I want to see strategic wise, you know, when the recruit is not really invested in HBCUs and they want to get likes and stuff, and want you to follow them, you write under their profile, we will follow you if you commit to our school. We'll have a bunch of followers. We're going to tune into your page, your Twitter, your Instagram, but we're going to really subscribe or follow your page if you commit. That's what I want to see more. Because I'm starting to see a trend for those who are not really invested in HBCUs. They just want to hang on to HBCUs for follows and likes. Wait until they commit. That's what I would do. Now, you can do what you want, but I'm not following someone until they sign on the dotted line. This is how I'm playing the game. Hey, man, follow me, follow me. No. You must sign on the dotted line. Now, you could like their post, retweet it. You could do that. But a follow, these kids like these follows, man. It's precious to them. That's how they get more of a bag. When you look at all three recruiting and you look at how many followers they have, that's more ad revenue. That's why it's so important. Ed Houston says, exactly, stop all the pump faking. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to like your post. I'm going to retweet it. But to get my follow, you got to commit to an HBCU. Now, you can commit to an FBS. I got no problem with it. But that's how I'm playing the game. And I bet you if Jackson State did that, Grambling, and Fairview, and many other schools, watch how things change. Watch how it changes. Hoop Jargon says, I think it's a good brand, even if it's not genuine exposure. Yeah, that's why I said like and retweet. But we got to make sure they're really for HBCUs. So we'll talk them up. We'll retweet their stuff. But to get our follows, you got to commit. But I definitely see what you say, Hoop Jargon. Yeah, they ain't about to pump fake me. Let me see some more comments. Y'all hit the like button. Who Jargon with $2 super chat says support Black media always. Hey, JJ is like, hey, Raw, I thought you would do that word do-rag. Here's the crazy part. I got a do-rag. But when I'm in these settings here, I like to look professional. I'm a suit and tie guy when I'm in public, but when I'm kicking it with the homies, I got a do-rag. I got snapbacks. I got some Nikes. Shoot. I just bought me a pair of Forces the other day. So when I'm out and about, I wear stuff like this. So I wear stuff like this. I keep it in a box to keep it clean. That's how you keep your Nikes clean. You got to keep it in a box, polish them. But this suit and tie stuff, button-up shirts, this is just professionalism. I like to be professional. When I kicking it with a homegirl or chick I know, then I'll wear some Forces and other stuff, man. But yeah. B More said, at least give us. Hey, the white Air Forces, hey, you keep them right, man. They clean, bro. They go with anything. I got me some Adidas. I got all that stuff, man. B More says, at least visit the school first and give us an equal chance. Yeah, that'll be nice. Hey, I got the black Air Forces too. They're in the other room. I got how many of you got Adidas? Yeah, I got these. I'm a big Adidas guy. Adidas, Nikes, that's what I wear. Yard Talk says, not DJ with the new kicks, LOL. Hey, D-Log 2010 said, I'll walk with white Forces like women walk with heels. Careful. Hey, man, I'm living on an island right now in Washington. I'll make sure I got to be on cement. I got to be on straight line cement walk with Air Forces or off island. I don't wear it around this area. I got to be at a off island somewhere because I ain't trying to mess them joints up. Yeah, don't get me started with the Hornets, real talk. The Hornets are a mess. Their G League team is a mess, and they damn and their roster's a mess. Don't let me get started with them. That's the good thing about talking about HBCUs. Yeah, B-Mo, I ain't trying to put my information out there, but I live close by there. But I know what you're talking about. I've been around there before. But for those who know me, I'm originally from Houston. Moved out here for work for 4 years, so it's been good. First and four says too many young men are clout chasing off us. That's why you got to make sure to not follow unless you know their intentions are right. Still give them, show them love, like and retweet, but I ain't following unless they sign it. Now that's how I do it. You can do it the other way, but man, you say you saw the super chat. I thought I read it. Let me go back. Oh yeah, bro. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He said, I'm scared the commits are going to try to use JSU for clout instead of really thinking about HBCU. Yeah, it's a gamble, but all publicity is good publicity. So we're going to use that as good publicity for JSU and for all HBCUs. So if they're going to clout chase HBCUs, not clout chase back, but what you do is you got to make sure the intentions are pure, man. Are you really for HBCUs? or are you just for, to get clicks? But there's a way to get this accomplished. You let them know, hey, we got a lot of people who are going to follow you if you commit to HBCU. Um, that's how much love we have here. If you could convince the athletes of that, maybe they could persuade their minds. Because when Travis Hunter, here's the thing about Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, what he did was amazing. Because after he committed to Jackson State, what happened? Ridicule, they were hating, they're making up stories that weren't true. And he kept his head down and kept pushing and kept uplifting HBCUs. Not every 5-star is a Travis Hunter. When Travis Hunter visited Jackson State, it wasn't cloud chasing. It was love. You looked at the videos, he's like, man, I'm having a good time. And they treated him like he was the family. That's the difference. When I look at all these other players, respectfully, they don't have that Travis. That's why Travis Hunter was the number 1 player in the country, no matter what class. Good kid, good grades, about his people. He's not lip service. He ain't trying to, he ain't about this clout. Now he has a good Instagram and TikTok. He has fun with that. But he's really about what he says. He's not a flip-flopper. He's a real deal as a player and as a young man. He's donating to kids. He's always donating to young kids. And most of the time, and Zoe could tell you, he's not doing it off just because of popularity. The camera may not always be on when he's donating. That's the amazing part. Shout out to the brother Ant Learn for the $5 super chat. He said, hashtag HBCU. No doubt. No doubt. Swag Buzz says Travis Hunter's a special kid. He is a special kid. And what I've heard is you can have a conversation with Travis Hunter and he will talk to you like he's one of your boys. He doesn't big time you. That's what I've heard. EJ Lowe, shout out for the love, my brother. $20 super chat to help grow this channel out. Let's hit the like button. Share this video as well. Man, this is amazing what's going on, man. This discussion, I'm gonna have to timestamp this because Yard Talk, if you're still in the building, if you can, when you have time, because I'm pretty busy. If anyone could find where I start talking about HBCUs and FBS, I want to timestamp that. So when they go back, we could trace back to it, and because that was a great discussion. Hey, Swag Buzz, I saw that too. That swag serve. You know that Clemson doesn't do that. That's an HBCU thing, man. You know that's not Clemson. But that's okay. They can keep that verbal commit. Hey, all options are open for all top-notch high school players because they're not signed yet. And athletes, I want you to listen to me clearly. If the coach you're committed to would not let you go to an HBCU game, you might as well decommit. This ain't the 1970s football when you have players that just against their will to make their decisions. This is the player empowerment age. TB, thank you for the $5 super chat. With all these schools teaming up the SEC Big Ten, maybe SWAC and MEAC should consider merging. Hey, all options are open. That's why I was happy to have that discussion. Everything's up for the table. Everything is up for the table. And thank you for that yard talk. She be on it, man. That's why y'all got to subscribe to her channel. We're going to get her 1,000 subs. And then after we get her 1,000 subs, we're going to make sure that yard talk gets 10,000 subs. And after that, 20,000. Her channel going to grow. I'm telling y'all right now. SWAC Buzz says, clip it and drop it on a separate video. You know what? That's a great idea, brother. That is a great idea. That was powerful, man. Oh, no problem, yard talk. JJ says, FAMU and JSU to the Big Ten. Hey, family, before I roll, man, why are people getting mad for saying that they believe their schools can go to a big conference? Even if it's hard to do that, even if they could only go to the Sun Belt or any school, why limit dreams? No one's saying that's going to happen 100%. But people are getting mad for just suggesting that a FAMU, Jackson State, Grambling, and many others can go to a big conference. Like if someone says, I think it would be nice if the Big 12 would offer some HBCUs to the FBS and give them some money and then in turn it would be an investment. Think about it. If Southern, Grambling, Jackson State, FAMU, A&T, if they get the money that they deserve, I repeat, if they get the money that they deserve, that the states hold off, because that's what they do, unfortunately. You know how much admission would be? How many people would commit to Jackson State, both student and athletes? Y'all got to see the big picture and stop thinking in tunnel vision. Tunnel vision limits dreams. So everything's on the table. That's my saying for HBCUs. The new saying for HBCUs is everything is on the table. Why not? Real talk, thank you for the $5 super chat again. He said player empowerment age. Drop the mic. Yep. It is the player empowerment. And I'm not trying to hate on Clemson. I know they got a great team. I'll say it like this. If Clemson gets their quarterback position fixed, you never know. They could win it all. They got the best D-line in the country, so I'm saying that. But Dabo and them, they know they full of it by not letting these players go visit. I'm telling you, if I was a 5-star athlete and Clemson is an offer I have, I'm telling Dabo, I'm like, man, you ain't about to tell me I ain't about to visit no schools or no HBCUs. And I'm just a verbal commit? Shit. They got me messed up. Aaron Sanders says facts. He might not even play his freshman year. They will be started. Hey, Clemson's D-line is legit, man. Like next season, this year is going to be stacked. Next season, they got Brian Reese I think Brian Reese is coming back. I don't know. Yeah, Clemson's loaded at the D-line. It's kind of like Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart, he may not even start because they're loaded at Texas A&M's D-line. Like they got NFL prospects at their D-line. Real Talk says, I'm a fan of experimentation, especially if we're standing while everyone is upgrading. That's what it's all about, man. You cannot sit still when all this momentum's going on. While everybody's sitting, and they could hate on Travis Hunter and talking about he's only in the SWAC and the FCS. But I tell you one thing, Travis Hunter's going to be playing both sides. Travis Hunter's going to be having the stats. Travis Hunter will always be the face of the 5-star that took a chance, that wasn't a follower, and that's doing his thing. They would never take that away from Travis Hunter. They making excuses for Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter had in the spring game 2 picks and 2 touchdowns, and they talking about, oh, they were just going easy on Travis Hunter. Oh, the dumbest thing I ever heard was people on Twitter and message boards saying, oh, Shadur purposely threw it to Travis Hunter, making fake conspiracies. Are we really going to do that now? And they going to forget that Travis Hunter jumped out like nobody's business to get a pick? You're seeing the ability and you still excuses to hate on them. JJ says, get them 3 years, and I think JSU will move out and represent HBCUs in a big conference. B More says, where we go? Facts on Stewart. Yeah, I had it. Trey Mack, I did see people on Twitter saying it, bro. Whether they get on YouTube or Facebook, people on Twitter and Facebook and other sites have been saying those same things. Man, there's a lot of HBCU folks hating on certain other HBCUs, man. It goes around a lot. And again, earlier in the video, I said it's a difference between a rivalry. Like if Grambling says, hey, we about to win this whole damn conference. Nobody can stop us. We don't think any team that can match us. That's cool. That's part of trash talk. But I would never put down a university to uplift another. That's just backward shit. I mean, where I grew up, we don't do that. Again, I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm from H-Town, man. We roll different out there from the South. B More says, I'm a victim, brother, quote unquote. I'm a victim, brother. I'm a victim of 400 years of conditioning. The man who has programmed my condition, even my conditioning has been conditioned. And that quote's from Powerful. Let me keep scrolling. B-Loft says, I basically watched the recruiting video on YouTube, Clemson recruiting video. It was too much fakeness for me. And you know how bad, you know that I had to pass the recruit off to the one few black people to walk him along the way. Yeah, that was tough. H-Town, represent. We got a couple of H-Town folk up in here. Dallas in the building. I see you. Baltimore in the building. Shout out to Baltimore, D-Town, Dallas. It's all love, man. I love Dallas, man. I ain't talking about Frisco and they're nice and all that stuff. I'm talking about Dallas. I love Dallas. Shout out to D-Town. SWAC Buzz says, when they see Travis Hunter going viral every week, they sitting on the bench at a Power 5 program, they will want to switch up. Yep. You ain't lying about that. Man, this has been a great stream. I'm going to be running errands today. But SWAC Buzz, I'm definitely going to take your advice and try to clip that video, that part of the stream when I was talking about a potential move, what it could do for HBCUs, because I think that was an important topic. Oh, shout out to Fort Worth, Funky Town. I got love for them. Pleasant Grove in the building. Right on. Hey, D-Law said Frisco is not Dallas. Plano is not Dallas, like the ATL song by that girl. It's not Dallas, man. I'm talking about Dallas. I'm talking about Funky Town, Frisco. When I go, not Frisco, but Fort Worth. I love them places. Speaking of Frisco, Frisco's not even Frisco anymore. I mean, it's grown so much ever since the Cowboys moved the practice facilities out there. It's not even the same. Hit the like button, share this video. Shout out to everyone that's showing love and embracing new conversations. And I love what's going on, man. So many great channels, man. Everybody's doing their thing. And if you ain't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to all other content creators. Show them love. We're all in this together. This is a family. And when I thought about growing this channel, I always wanted to see it as a family. And it's going to get there. So I want to end this by saying Tyson and Titus Bordeaux and Mr. Bordeaux, Derek Bordeaux, thank you for raising such strong, good young men. And they're going to be successful whatever they do. And as to everyone that's tuned in, I got love for everyone that's tuned in, even if you disagree with me. But just promise me when we have these conversations, let's not limit our potential as people. That's all I'm asking. RawTruth Media, and I'm out.